Video rocking and rolling. Hi everybody, and welcome to the Center Stage Voice Vocal Warm-Up video. I'm going to walk you through how to use the vocal power workout exercises to do a great vocal warm-up. And in the beginning, any kind of exercises you use are going to be more for strength building, for creating coordination, for helping you warm up your voice. Later on, these exercises can be used to maintain your voice, and whenever you need to warm up before a performance, these kind of exercises are what you want to do. All right, the first thing I want to let you know, the first priority when you do these exercises is to make a clean sound. By that, I mean not having any unwanted noise. Often people have breathiness or raspiness. You want to try to make as clean a sound as you can. That puts the vocal system into the best place for a warm-up. The next piece of advice I have for you is not to zone out as you're doing these. And it's really easy once you've done a system of exercises multiple times. It's real easy to kind of space out and think about, did you leave the iron on in your living room, or I've got to pay my bills later on, or. It's really important that you don't just hear yourself while you're doing the exercises, but you listen. Don Campbell, in his great book, The Mozart Effect, said hearing is simply taking in auditory impulses. Listening is processing, identifying, selecting, and remembering those impulses. So you've got to really pay attention to what you're hearing and feeling as you do the exercises if you want to get the most out of them. And a big part of what these exercises can do for you is to help you diagnose the shape of your voice at any given point. So, this is important because if you're going to perform, the last thing you want is to have your first glimpse of your voice, be in front of an audience. Not usually a great idea. So we're going to go through these exercises, and I have them split into ranges for high voices and low voices. And I'm going to let you, or encourage you, to decide yourself whether you're going to do any given exercise in the high voice range or the low voice range. On a couple of these, they're going to be combined into the same range, and it's not an issue. But when it is split in half, experiment. There's no harm in you trying to do the high voice one or the low voice one, and you may find that it's best for you to rotate between the two ranges as you're doing this. And you may have noticed I didn't call them male or female voices, because there are some males with high voices and some females with low voices, and lots of folks who do not identify as either male or female. So we're just going to call this high voice, low voice. You are free to choose how you want to do this. Let's start with talking about that as you sing these exercises, your jaw should be held open lightly with one hand, like this. And what that does is it limits the action of the swallowing muscles. If you hold your jaw lightly open and you're just using your hand mainly to monitor that your jaw is staying open, you don't want it closing while you're doing the exercises. If you keep it open, it is really hard, if not impossible, to swallow. That means we are training your body to keep the swallowing muscles out of the process, and they can really foul up what's going on. And it also encourages you to create or to start the vowels that you sing in the back of your throat instead of starting them with your lips, because we're going to have your lips not even be involved in this. And this habit really helps make more precise vowels, which will improve the tone, the understandability of your singing, all kinds of great positive impacts. And the next focus I want to share with you is that in the beginning, I highly recommend that you sing these exercises with an ultra dark vowel color. If you don't know what that means, I don't want to spend a lot of time here. I have other videos here on the Center Stage Voice YouTube channel that discuss dark and bright vowel color. Just to give you an example, is kind of in the middle. Very bright. Oh, pretty dark. You're going to want to do these exercises with a darker vowel color. The reason for that is to make a darker vowel color, you have to stretch the back of your throat more open. Ow! That helps tighten the walls of the throat, which can help get rid of unwanted noise, and it starts strengthening the back of your throat as you're doing these exercises. Tip number 3, keep the volume at about a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. You don't really want to go below that. You can go a little bit above it, but if you're working easy enough that the volume is below a 5, you're not really doing any weightlifting here, strength building, warming up as much as if you do a 5, somewhere between a 5 and a 6.5, let's say, on a scale of 1 to 10. And also, you are going to see me modeling what to do with your abdomen using my method of breathing called Bosnian belly breathing. And that involves expanding the belly to draw air in and lifting the belly in and up to move air out when you're singing. And if you don't know about Bosnian belly breathing, I highly recommend that you check out the videos I have on that. If you sing your first set of exercises in the morning, you may find that your voice is in mourning because it's not working very well. Don't let that throw you off. It is a very common occurrence. It happens to me most mornings. Your voice has been inactive theoretically for 8 hours while you're asleep. And if you do your first set in the morning, which I highly recommend, you may find your voice being stiffer, the chords not wanting to flex. You may not be able to go as high in the range of the exercises as you can later on. Don't let that bother you. It's just the way it is. It's the fact that muscles have been stiff. As you start working through the exercises, you will probably find them flexing more, any noise starting to go away. Okay, that's it for now. I may throw out other little tips as we're going along, things that are specific to each exercise, but let's dive in here. And exercise 1 is something that both high-end voices can start together right here. This exercise goes like this. Yo, yo, yo. If you want to do belly breathing, you're going to go lift, lift, expand, lift, lift, expand, lift, lift. The prefix is a Y-O, yo. The O opens up the back of the throat. The Y helps the tongue move forward and make more space in the back of the throat. So each exercise is yo-o, expand, yo-o, expand, yo-o, then it repeats. Then we'll move up in half steps. So buckle your seatbelt, singers, here we go. Yo, 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 expand, yo, expand, yo, expand, yo, 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 and you want the jaw to stay steady. Yo, 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 2 more. Yo, 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 yo. Last one, yo, 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 yo. Awesome. You may have noticed when I wasn't holding my jaw that my jaw wanted to start closing. That's the whole reason I talk to you about doing this. Always do your exercises with one hand lightly monitoring your jaw and helping you to feel that you are keeping it as open as you comfortably can. Do not feel the need to just reef it open and have tight jaw reaction to that or anything else that goes on. You don't need to do that. Just as far as you comfortably can keep it open. You may have noticed when you were doing this, yeah. The only way you can make a Y consonant with your jaw held open is to have your tongue moving around in there. Nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, that's what has to happen. Okay, exercise 2 is also an exercise that both high and low voices can do. This is also using the yo and an o. And that first exercise, by the way, was working the abs mostly, a light workout for the vocal cords, but more of a workout with the abs by having to expand and lift. Exercise 2 flip-flops the priorities there. The abs aren't going to work as hard because you're going to do one straight lift in, yo. And by the way, I have my hand up here so you can see it. Ideally, you're going to have it on your navel or a little below so that you really get more abdominal movement doing this. So you will be going yo, all on one lift. Not as much work on the belly, but the vocal cords, because we're going yo, they're stretching for each of those different notes. This is really starting to warm them up. So see if you can find a speed that gets you about 7/8 of the way in by the end of the lift. If you hit the wall before you're done singing, slow down next time. If on one of the lifts you find you're only halfway in, speed up on the next one. Your target is about 7/8 of the way in, so you always have a little bit of air in reserve. This is on a yo-o. Here we go. Yo, expand. Yo, good. Yo, expand. Yo, yo, 2 more. Yo, yo. Excellent. So there is the beginning of putting a good stretch on our vocal cords. The medical term for those, or the anatomical term, is vocal folds, because they are a ligament with muscle tissue folded around them and mucous membrane folded around that. Basically in a V shape like this, and as you sing a higher note, they stretch longer. As you sing lower notes, they relax more. So as we're going high, low, we're really warming up those vocal hamstrings that you have here in your throat. Now we're going to split off higher voices. The exercise 3 for higher voices is the same movement as exercise 2, but we're going to work on what is commonly called head voice or falsetto by some folks. I don't like either of those terms because they're anatomically incorrect. I use the term light register because it takes a lighter amount of work to sing in this gear or this half of your voice. And instead of a yo, we're going to sing this with an NYOO prefix, new, and you're going to go for sounding like a hoot owl. New. And we're going to go for very minimum volume. If you use very much volume at all, you're going to start kicking in what a lot of people call the head voice, and then we're not isolating the muscles of the light register and allowing them to get stronger. We're simply bringing in the heavy register muscles to do the work. So as counterintuitive as it may seem to you, it might feel like it's not doing any work or doing you any good. You really want to keep the volume at about a 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. Listen again. Now I'm going to warn you, when you get higher, you might run into and think, oh my gosh, that sucks. I should stop making that sound. Not necessarily. If you can stand it, keep the volume down, because your body's first instinct is and crank up a bunch of volume. That isn't going to help you strengthen your light register muscles. Even if you're getting only air like that, you're still stretching your vocal folds to the right length for that pitch. So you're getting good strength building and warm up. They're just not strong enough to hold together and make a sound. So your options are to stop singing when you hear interference of any kind, air, you can't quite make the pitch, or even better is just grin and bear it and go, this is really helping my voice even though it sounds awful, and keep doing the stretches. Don't let the volume pump up though. So here we go, high voices. Good, keep that volume at a 2. Excellent. Last one. And you could hear my chords not wanting to hold quite together because this is a lot higher than I normally sing. And there's nothing wrong with that. That was really helping those muscles to warm up. Okay, low voices. Exercise 3. Yo, oh, excuse me, goes here. Yo, oh. So to start our focus, let's look at breathing. You're going to go lift, 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 expand, lift, 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 lift. And remember, you want this to be down navel level or even lower. So that's what your belly's going to do good Bosnian belly breathing on this. The melody and the rhythm might sound tricky to you. It is a little bit tricky. We're going 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, all on a yo. And then we go 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 1 on an O. So yo on the way up, O on the way down. If you fumble with the melody or the rhythm, don't worry about it. You'll get it. The more you do this, the easier it will become. Yo on the way up, O on the way down. Here we go. Yo, expand, oh, expand and start lifting your belly. Yo, oh, yo, oh, 2 more. Yo, oh, yo, oh. Very good. Okay, high voices. We're now going to do exercise 4 for you. That was exercise 3 for both high and low voices. Exercise 4 is the same thing that exercise 3 just was for the low voices. We're going to do this on a yo, And it starts here. Yo, yo. Now that's where I need to sing it. Higher voices can do it up an octave. In fact, I'll do that again up an octave just so you hear where you're going to be. And then I'm going to drop down lower just so I can model this for the high voices. So we're going to go, yo, oh, keep singing there, and I'm going to drop an octave. Yo, good. Lift, 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 lift. Expand and sing oh. Oh. One more. Expand. Yo. Expand. Oh. Very good. Okay, for low voices, exercise 4 is a little different prefix. It is an NYOO. The high voices have already done this, but the low voices haven't. And this goes new. You might think that's kind of a weird pattern. It is. It's a major scale. And if we number the notes in a major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're starting at the top and going 8, 7, 6, 5. We skip 4 and go 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. So again, it's this is working on the upper end of the heavy register, or what's often called chest voice. This is to build strength there so that you can go new instead of going new if you don't want to. If you do want to, if a song you are singing sounds good and serves the storytelling and the artistry for you to ba-da-da-da-da, that's great. But if you want you got to practice putting weight on the barbell and lifting it. And I get into more about how to do that the way we are wired by nature in the video I have on support. So I highly recommend you check that out. We're going to be using a lot of support here. It's going to sound like this. And I'm actually going to start down a whole step for low voices. And I want you to be aware of whether you are keeping it in that sound of more power. If you do a couple of half steps and now you find yourself going, no, that's not really going to help you because it needs to be no. If you cannot yet make that sound, just drop out, let the exercise finish, and you can join us for the next one. So we're going to start right here. It's new, NYOO, and then everything else is an O. Here we go. New, new, good. Expand, new, expand and lift all the way in, or 7/8 of the way in. New, 2 more. New, last one. New, very good. All right, we have 1 left for the low voices, 2 left for the high voices. High voices, exercise 5 is another interesting pattern. This is to work on strengthening muscles in the light register. It is also helping you work on using your abdominals to make notes staccato, which is an Italian term that means we're cutting the ends off and making them short. So the first 8 are staccato like that, and then the last three are legato. Ooh. Now here's the challenge. Most folks without any coaching would go and cut off those notes with their vocal folds. Sounds like a chicken. You want to sound like a monkey. Then you are really getting the abdominals to do the heavy lifting instead of your vocal folds. That's what we're all about here. So I'm going to do the first couple, and then I'm going to let high voices keep on going because it's going to be too high for me. Again, the first 8 notes are staccato. The last 3 are legato. It starts with a U. Everything else is an oo. Here we go. All right, keep going. Nice. Last one. Excellent. That's exercise 5 for the high voices. Exercise 5 for the low voices goes like this. Yo, yo, yo. What this is working on is lift, 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 expand, lift, 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 expand, lift, 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 lift. Because in a lot of songs, you have a really long line to sing and you're lifting in and you have barely any time to expand your abdomen all the way out before you have another long line. We've got to exercise and strengthen those muscles that will allow you to do this quickly. Uh-oh. Something just happened there. Am I still recording? I am. Okay, good. We'll just cut this out. Okay. Again, we are working on expanding, lifting in for a long line. Let me see that again. This exercise really helps you develop strength and coordination and quickness. So as you are lifting in on a really long line, when there's a tiny space that you have to get your belly out before the next really long line, you've got to get that abdomen out there right now. That's what this exercise works on. So if I hold my hand up here, you'll be going lift, 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 expand, lift, 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 expand, lift, lift. Shoot. There it is. All right, we're going to start this over again. Here's exercise 5 for the low voices. It sounds like this. Yo, expand, yo, expand, yo. What this exercise is working on is what you need when you have a long line to sing and barely any time to get to refill the tank, the lungs, before another long line. You've got to be able to get that abdominal wall to expand quickly. That's what this exercise is working on. So it's a yo, and followed by everything else is an o. 2 short lines, yo, expand, yo, expand. Now a longer line that you lift more slowly on. Yo, so low voices, here we go. Yo, boom, yo, boom, yo, 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 good, yo, 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 2 more, yo, 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 yo. Very good. Okay, exercise 6 for high voices. The exact same pattern. We're going to do it here. Yo, yo, yo. You're all going to be yo up here, but I'm going to be down there. I'll start with you on the higher octave, and then I'm going to drop to the lower octave. High voices stay in the higher octave. Here we go. Yo, yo, expand, yo, expand, yo, stay in that octave. Yo, 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 expand, yo, 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 good. Last one. Yo, yo, yo. Great. There you have it, folks. The level 1 center stage voice vocal warm up. And it will make such a difference in your singing if you can be disciplined to do this twice a day. And I know most of us struggle with any kind of daily disciplines, from exercise to eating a good diet to doing our voice exercises. All I want to do is challenge you to do this twice a day for 7 days in a row. My main coach did that with me years ago, and he said, if you get all the way to the 5th day and you don't do it twice, you got to start over, Mark. And I had to do that a couple of times before I did it twice a day for 7 days. But I will tell you, and this was with his exercises, not these, that when I started doing that every day, twice a day, oh my goodness, range expanded, power got better, tone improved, on and on and on. So take it on yourselves to really go after this, because it can really help a lot. If you like this, please hit the like button. And if you want more tips for how to sing with confidence, please, please, please subscribe to the Center Stage Voice YouTube channel. Thank you much. Mark Bosnian here. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.